Hi friends, welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm gonna do the Ursula Le Guin writing routine. This is like a very popular writing routine I think, because I've seen it like pop up everywhere, like Instagram, Pinterest, like everyone's saying like this is like the best writing routine. So I'm gonna give it a go and see how it is. But just a little bit of background on Ursula K. Le Guin. So I haven't actually read any of her books, but I would really like to, because she writes a lot of speculative fiction, which I am really into. If you like Dune, you like speculative fiction, because it's kind of like fantasy or sci-fi that has like a kind of a political dimension to it. So she was born in 1929 in California, and her most famous book series were called the Earthsea series. And from what I gather, they're like about a young wizard. So they're the first like young wizard learns how to be a wizard like series ever created. Like she was the one who kind of came up with that. So J.K. Rowling should be thanking her. One interesting thing to note about Ursula K. Le Guin's writing routine is I watched a few other people do it just to like see what the vibe was, and I saw that some people commented on like how much free time and stuff she had, and so there is like a considerable amount of free time. But I also think it's important to note that Ursula K. Le Guin, before she became like extremely famous, was a full-time writer, but also a mother of 3, I think. And so she was essentially a housewife and like had to raise the children and cook and clean and all that stuff. The other important thing to note is that this writing routine is taken from an interview, and the interviewer asked her what her ideal writing day would look like. So this isn't actually what she would do every single day, and I do think it is somewhat realistic, because you can't just work for 5 hours a day. Also, there's like no like socializing or like going out, leaving the house and stuff. So obviously she didn't do this every single day. But I do think is a base level of like, okay, I want to get a lot of writing done, but I also want to like inspire myself and not feel burnt out. This is a really great routine. So for the summer, it's definitely very good. And I'm really excited to try it. Good morning. It is 5:36 and it is pitch black out. I actually didn't realize it was going to be dark out, which I probably should have, because it's 5:30 in the morning. I've just never been awake this early. So according to the schedule, we have 45 minutes to sit and think, which it's going to be really, really hard not to fall back asleep, because we don't got that natural sunlight to wake me up. I think I might try to go for a walk to like think, because I think it could be really, really nice to go and watch the sunrise in the park, maybe. So yeah, I'll keep you updated. One thing that you might not know about me is that I love horchata. She said that she ate lots of breakfast, but one thing that is important to note for this video and for the actions that I take today is that yesterday was the semi-finals of the Euros and Spain did win, and I am hungover today. So lots of breakfast is not on the cards for me. I'm having granola and yogurt and raspberries, and I am feeling nauseous at the thought of eating it, but I'm gonna do it for Ursula. It's 7:15, which means it is time to start writing. I'm writing from 7:15 to noon, which to me is like a crazy long time to write. I'm like pretty consistent in that I try to write every single day, but it's normally for like an hour and a half, and then I tend to get bored. So yes, it's going to be a real challenge to like write for this long. I don't think I've ever written for this long ever. This is definitely a challenge, but we'll see how it goes. So one thing I did not know about Ursula K. Guin is that she has an album. Apparently this is supposed to accompany one of her books, but I'm just gonna listen to this while I'm writing to see if it inspires me. I really don't know what else to say about this other than Ursula K. Guin has an album. I hope it's good. So it is 11:15. I'm feeling pretty tired and I've kind of reached a bit of a slump. Something that I really like to do when I'm like writing, but I'm like don't really feel like it and feel like procrastinating, is I'll make a Pinterest board for like each of my characters, and it's actually really fun to do. Like it's something I used to really like doing for like fictional characters in other people's books and stuff. And that means that like tomorrow or in a week, if I'm writing a scene, it'll go really quickly and I'll be like, where is all this coming from? And it is genuinely because I've spent like an hour just like thinking about characters, and not just making Pinterest boards, but I'll sometimes like write them in like really different situations that I'll probably never use in the actual piece I'm working on. So like put a character like back in secondary school and see how they responded and stuff. Yeah, the thing that I'm working on at the moment has like 3 main characters. There's like obviously a protagonist, but then there's also 2 like really important characters as well. And so it's different, like that's like 3 characters for me. It's like more than I've ever written before, and they're all really different. So yeah, I'm just gonna have some fun and relax and just spend an hour having fun with my characters. So now we're just gonna have some lunch. We're having bread, cheese, eggs, ketchup, just this gooey mess. Because of my many ailments, I do need 2 medications, and they are Coca-Cola and Diet Coca-Cola. And unfortunately that's just the world that I live in. So it's just after 1, which means that it's time for our reading portion of the day. We get to read for 2 hours, which is amazing. It would be amazing if I was reading a book that I really enjoyed, but actually at the moment I'm reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It was like, the start of it was really good because it was all about like he said this one really interesting thing. He was like, there's no such thing as problems, there's only like situations that you then deal with, which I actually thought was like very interesting, because he was like, think back to any time there was like an actual problem, like not something that you were like anxious about in your head, but like an actual physical problem that you had to fix. It most likely wasn't one that you were anxious about, it just like arose out of nowhere and then you just fixed it. So like at no point was it ever a problem. It was just like an experience that you had to go through and then it was over. For like a spiritual guy, he's not very like accepting of other people's like past trauma or like maybe perspectives. Like he's kind of just like, if you haven't read this book, then you're not spiritually enlightened and you're an idiot, basically. He's obviously not the person who invented all of these ideas. That's another thing as well. He gives absolutely no credit to like Eastern philosophy. And as someone that studied like a lot of yoga, not that I'm an expert either, but like he's stolen a lot of stuff from like the philosophy of yoga, especially like acceptance and like meditation techniques. And so far I'm here in the book, like I'm almost finished, and so far he's like attributed none of it to that, which I think is a little weird, because it also just makes you sound smarter if you can cite your sources. Like, hello, cite your goddamn sources. But it's fine, like it's good. It definitely like made me think. There's also a great bit about friendship, like the art of listening. You should be more of a listener, and like if you empty your thoughts, it makes you a better friend because you're just like totally being present with them and like giving them space. And yeah, I think that's a really useful and cool thing. It's very very spiritual, like more so than I thought. It's like a lot about God which is fine, which is like interesting for me to read about, but yeah, I don't know, I'm not really into it, so I'm probably gonna finish it like after like maybe 45 minutes, and then I'm going to start Madame Bovary, which I'm more excited to do. Hello, it's like 5:30 in the evening now, and we just decided to go to the park because this part of the schedule, it said 5 till 8 cook dinner and eat it, but we do not take 3 hours to cook dinner. And also one like criticism I suppose that I have of the routine is that there's no time of like leaving the apartment and going outside. I don't know when Ursula K Guin did go outside, but it wasn't on her writing routine, and I am a nature girl and I need to go outside and remember that I'm not a sim that's playing a video game in my apartment. So yeah, we're just gonna read, I'm gonna listen to a podcast, and then yeah, we're just gonna chillax. I was really tired in the afternoon, but now I'm actually feeling pretty good, and I'm kind of like, I could maybe do it again tomorrow, so we'll see. Hey, so we're back at the flat and I've just made dinner. It's actually super simple. It's literally just quinoa, cherry tomatoes, feta, olive oil and salt, because we're both just a bit full. We ate like a lot of shit today. So yeah, and then we're gonna watch the season finale of Money Heist, which is deeply exciting for us. And that's the end of our Ursula Le Guin writing schedule day. So thank you so much for watching. Please give my video a like and comment down below if you want to see more famous writer routines. I certainly really enjoyed making it, although I did set my alarm for 6:15 this morning to try and like keep it up, and I slept till 10. So I'm not going to be Ursula K Le Guin anytime soon, but it was certainly fun to try. Bye!